Hello and welcome to this month's Maggie Moment. This one we're going to be talking about after the separation. Yeah, it's a toughie. It's a toughie and it is one I have walked, so I do have a bit of insight in this one. No matter the reasons why two parents decide to separate or end their relationship, one of the biggest things that I think you need to reassure your children when you have those conversations, which you'll have over and over and over again, is that they are not responsible. They are not the reason. And remember, they cannot understand growing up reasons. And I still really believe that we've got to be careful not to give them too much growing up information when they're not old enough to understand it. It is that sometimes growing ups can really fall out of love, find it difficult to live together, and would like to live together in different houses while still being the same loving, connected parents to the children. And it is a really grown up space, and I know that at times it takes months and months, regardless again of who is the initiator, to recover from that loss, because there is a broken dream and there is an end of a relationship. So it's a little like a death experience. So you've got big ugly feelings, or so do your children, and often if they've not had any prior experience around grief and loss, they can find those big ugly feelings not only frightening, but they will exhibit them in ways that will actually overload you, and you already are struggling. So again, it's about us being as mature as possible and knowing that whatever choices we make need to be putting our children first, not us. Because we are growing ups and we will move into a different space and we will recover, but the children need us to be that supportive, safe person. So again, if you're just going to be loving parents in different houses, that's a concept children can quite often understand. I would really suggest, again, some really basic rules, and children tell me this all the time. The thing that hurts them the most is when either partner bags, criticises, or says really awful things about the other parent. It guts our children deeply. So please be mindful that if you want to really hurt your children, that's the best way to do it, and no parent wants to do that. So again, it does mean that you have to be as respectful as possible as the role of the other parent and talk in a positive way about them as often as you can. So sometimes that might mean they bring something home from school. You remind them to ring mum up or ring dad up, depending on which week we are around or what day we're around, and say, you need to tell daddy or mummy about that because that's really important. Those little steps make it so much easier for the children to feel you are still in a co-parenting relationship. The next one is around the arrangements at times, because it's really, really hard to work those things out. And if you're finding it difficult, get some mediation to get some perspective, because it is difficult to get perspective when you're really feeling hurt. And we need what is best for children, ultimately. Then underneath all that, down the track, they really do want you to both turn up at the birthday parties if you can be really civil and kind to each other. You might not be able to do it for a couple of years, but can I reassure you, you can get there. My ex and my good bloke and all my boys, we go out and have really, really sincerely fun events together and laugh. And it took a while to get there, but we stay committed to being able to equally share in the growth and development of our 4 awesome sons. So you can do it. We need you to be the mature adult. We need you to make decisions that help your children understand that they're not going to lose the love of either of you, that you all still exist as a unit, just in separate locations. So hopefully that's given you a few clues. If anyone else has got any great suggestions around these sorts of things, it is a difficult time. I want to make one other thing around that if there is a separation going, please make sure that the friends around it can still be supportive and not add to any of the conflict. And I know that can sometimes happen. People sort of ditch people because they're in, two different places. It's a difficult time for everybody, and the more absolute compassion and support we can have for couples who are separating, the better it is for everybody. And the more that our children can look forward to one day having a loving, committed relationship themselves. I know this is a tough topic, but I really needed to have this one today because around 50% of our first marriages end in divorce, but divorce doesn't have to be the end of the family. And that's all for today.